everyone, and welcome inside the Cardinal Dome here on WK&T Sports for a doubleheader. We actually get to do two games tonight as the Lakers of Callaway County have come to visit the Cardinals here at Mayfield. Kind of two parts to our season. We started at Mayfield, did a lot of games at Graves, and now we're back here at the Cardinal Dome for the rest of the season. And I've got my partner in crime back over here to my right, and Kent Guthrie's back with me.
Yeah, we finally get two games on the prettiest day we've had in a month.
It's right.
You know?
Most of the snow is finally melted. We're able to get out and go back to what we have considered the newest normal we can have, I guess, or the closest thing to normal we can get. Looking forward to, I think, not one but two good games tonight.
Yeah, I think we'll start off with a good game here between the girls. I feel like they're going to play similar to each other. Try to get after you. They both have young kids on their teams, but Callaway is playing tonight without their leading scorer, Nellie Carson.
And anytime you take away a team's leading scorer, it makes things more difficult. And the question is, from Coach Waller, can she get, somebody to step up, or can everybody give a little bit extra to help make up that difference to stay in this ballgame? And you've got a senior, and Mayfield and Callaway are very similar on the girls' side, but they've got some experience, but they get really young in a hurry once you get into the depth of that roster.
Yeah, I talked to Coach Waller out in the hall a while ago, the husband, Coach Waller, Mr. Stan. And he said that they're hoping that she's back within 2 weeks for the district tournament. So I don't expect this to be her first game that they've not played with her. So they should be used to it a little bit by now.
Right. The first game without a starter and leading scorer is definitely harder than, a couple games later. You kind of have more time to make some adjustments and things. Smith's shot in the paint is in and out. Rebound is for Schumacher. Callaway brings it up. Callaway in the baby blue uniforms. Easy to pick them out from most of the teams in the region. It's a unique color that I think only Fulton County is the other one has similar color there, but they don't have the red to go with it. So Mays with a nice head fake. Tried to drop it inside. Does get into Smith. Too short. Tried to get her own miss, and it's knocked out of her hands, out of bounds.
That was
perfect.
That was a nice ball fake drive on the baseline dish there. You've got to finish those.
Sure. Callaway coming out of man-to-man pressure. Not giving up a lot of looks toward the paint. And they're going to call Sullivan for the travel.
That was one of those unnecessary ball fakes there that so many kids in our region do. The defender's playing off of her 7-8 feet, and she still ball fakes it before she drives. Creates a turnover that is unforced.
Three-pointer is up from the top for Waller. It's no good. Burns will bring it up herself. Sullivan got wide open in the corner three from transition. It's short. Smith got the offensive rebound and put it in. First bucket for either team, a minute and a half in. Mayfield on the board, 2-0. Mayfield's coming out in a 1-2-2 trapping zone. Trying to attack out of it, force some turnovers. Good look at a three, too strong. Clark has the weak side rebound, but Mays blocked the shot. Callaway tried to save it out of bounds, and the referee said a signal. He pointed like it was going to be Callaway's ball. I was like, wait a minute.
I know we're supposed to keep calm here, but I might have to. What's going on?
My reaction was just utter confusion. It was like, wait a minute. But Waller tried to save it, and she was already out of bounds when she touched it, and that's what the signal was intended to be. Smith had her shot blocked inside. And Future, I think, just didn't realize how close to the baseline she was. She had the rebound. It was turning up the corner. Just stepped on the inline.
Mayfield's starting out a lot more patient than I'm used to seeing them. Feeding the ball inside, looking for the inside game to get going before anything else does.
Mays three-pointer, too strong. Future will look to push ahead. Waller takes it herself, and there's going to be a foul called. Should be a blocking foul or a reach-in. They're going to get Haley Sullivan for her first personal. Team's first. Skylar Waller to the free throw line. Team's best at 72% from the strike. First one's good. Waller has taken about 40% of the team's free throws on the season. That's a silly ratio for one player to be taking that many of your free throws.
Yeah, I mean, she drives the ball well. You're going to get fouled anytime you drive it to the basket, drive it hard.
Duke will try the three. This one is no good. Tied at 2. 2.5 gone by here in the first. And that pass just too high. Both teams having some struggle taking care of the basketball here in the first quarter. Both teams have had some perimeter looks that haven't gone down, had a couple shots blocked in the paint. Mays with a nice move to the basket, couldn't get it to go. Good look from the top for Futrell, and that one will go home. Madison Futrell, her first basket. That's going to draw a timeout.
I'm looking over at Callaway's bench, and they've got 3 players on their bench.
Yeah.
I don't know if they want to get in an up and down game. I haven't seen Callaway play, so I don't know their style.
Right.
But it looks to me like if they get tired out, there's not a whole lot of change. I mean, I don't know what they have on the bench, but with just 3 players, there's not much depth.
You're right, and it's you got a team like that, and any of the depth they have on their roster is, I mean, I could total up the number relatively quickly.
I've got 12 in the book.
Right, and most of those are, 8th grade girls that are listed. But you're right, on the bench and dressed, it's only 3 reserve players for the Lady Lakers, with Carson being out. So I don't know if they have some other girls who are unable to be here for various reasons, or what the case is. They only dressed 8 players tonight. If I was Mayfield, I'd be tempted to try to play a little more up tempo, try to test that depth. Duke's shot is short. Smith tried to get the offensive rebound, couldn't reel it in.
I wonder if the COVID rules are changing some too, Alex. I see that our kids are all on the same bench now. They're not spread out all over the court.
This is true, because when the last time we did a game here, they had all the girls had their own chair, and they were all spread out all the way around the corner. I had not yet noticed that. Shot in the paint, up and good. That's Sailor Lowe, gets her first bucket, and she'll head to the free throw line for a chance at a 3-point play.
She's a 7th grader. There is as Burns just exited the game, but at that time there was 3 7th graders and an 8th grader involved in the Mayfield Callaway varsity girls basketball game. And I think that growing up, they all played together on the same little travel team around here.
That would make sense.
Yep.
It would not surprise me one bit. Lady Lakers up 8-2 early on. Mandry and hurt in for Mayfield. Three-pointer is up and good for Lex Mays.
That was deep.
You could not know what her name is, and if you knew her sister at all for her time at Murray High and her time currently at Murray State, you know that's her sister. She is the spitting image of her older sister.
She's a little bigger than Lex was at that age.
Forced shot up by Futrell. I think she was expecting maybe a little bit more contact and maybe a foul. But it'll go out of bounds. Lawson will come in for Mays. Mayfield trying to keep some fresh legs in. I think to maybe take advantage of some of their depth advantage they've got. Because they've got more players dressed on the bench than Callaway brought to the game tonight.
Yeah. I look for a lot of dribble drive and 3-point shots right here in this little section of the game. They pulled Smith out. They don't have any size on the floor. They got Mandry, but she can step out and shoot the 3 as well.
Three-pointer for Futrell. That's her second triple. Callaway leads at 11-5. Poked away from Lawson. So far, Callaway's defense has been able to exude a little bit better pressure. They've extended out to a full court press. Last time we had a Mayfield girls game here, it was Lawson who had the really hot first half. She knocked down 4 triples in the opening half. Haley Duke will knock down a 3. Duke shooting up better than 40% from the three-point line on the season. She's 1 for 2 tonight. Waller will try to answer. It looks short. It is. Offensive rebound for Clark. It should be a held ball call, and it is. Good job by Hurt to get her hands in.
They could have very easily got her for a travel there before the tie-up.
Kaya Morris checks in for Mayfield. So Mayfield's already gone 8 deep on the roster in the first quarter.
Yeah, they played as many as Callaway brought to the game.
Mayfield extending the pressure. Waller puts up the runner, no good. Rebound for Hurt. Throws it right away as Waller stepped in front. She'll take it herself for the lay-in. Mandry called for the travel. Burns will check back in for Mayfield. Burns their leading scorer at 8.5 points a game as a 7th grader.
8.5 a game?
8.5 a game.
I thought for sure Mayfield would have 1 in double digits, but I guess it's kind of been somebody different every night.
And they've got 4 girls averaging over 7. And it's kind of like you said, over the course of the season, it comes out to be, 7, 7.5, 8, 8.5. But it's one person will have 12 or 14, somebody's got 10, and the next night it's the other 2 that has, 15 and 11.
Right.
And they kind of go back and forth between the 4 of them and who has the better nights from night to night. They were too late getting that ball into Hurt. She had position on the block. And Futrell step in to try to take it away. There's going to be a tie-up that'll go to Callaway.
Who was the other 3 there to go along with Burns on the averages?
Haley Sullivan's got 7.5. Haley Duke at 7.2. Leigh Mays at 7.5.
So you lose 2, keep 2.
Right. Pretty much. You keep 2 for a long time. Callaway content to settle for the last shot, leading by 5. 15 ticks left. Waller tried to get into traffic, had it knocked away. Burns regathers, gets it to Lawson, had a good look, but it's just short. So despite some early trouble with the turnovers, Mayfield able to battle back, trails by just 5, 13-8 after 1. We'll take a commercial break, back with the second quarter. You're watching Region 1 basketball on WK&T Sports. Welcome back inside the Cardinal Dome. Start of the second quarter, 13-8 in favor of the Lady Lakers over the Lady Cardinals. Nice little handoff play to start the half. Burns got in a little deep, but a late whistle will give her a chance at the stripe.
Has her free throw numbers gone up any?
Not very far.
She gets there a lot, though.
She does get there quite often. That's probably the only thing that Coach Nanny wants to see Burns improve at dramatically would be her percentage at the free throw line.
You know, that free throw, a lot of that's in the head.
Yep.
A lot of it's in the head.
And the younger you are, the easier it is to get in your own head. For sure. Put it this way, her percentage is now up to 33%.
I think it's going to raise a little higher today. I feel confident for her.
Mayfield settled into a 2-3 zone, trying to cover shooters as best they can. Mayfield's gone back with their starting five, as has Callaway. Three-pointer set up for Schumacher's good.
Has Callaway even made a sub this game?
I said the comment they're back with their starters. Like, I don't think they actually have. I think they have their starting five in the whole time. I thought they might have made a sub earlier. Then I looked back. I was like, wait a minute. No, they haven't. They got a 7-point lead here. So the question is if Coach Waller's comfortable just sticking with these five, barring any foul trouble. And if I'm Mayfield, I'm trying to wear them out as best I can.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to do a better job of speeding the game up. But right now, Mayfield's having trouble hanging on to the basketball.
Mayfield coming in at 8-5. The Lady Lakers at 12-5. Have just been able to get some more games on their schedule. Tough shot from Mays is no good. And that's an interesting thing as I, kind of look through some of the things that have gone around Region 1 and prep for tonight, and just how drastic some of the number of games played is different from different teams in the region. On the girls' side, look at Fulton County's only played 7 games. Marshall's played 16. It just, due to the COVID rules and, other things. And, if you've got teams on your schedule that have, had COVID problems, then you don't get to play those games.
Yeah, I mean, it'll probably be the craziest year ever.
And I'm hoping that stays that way. We don't have to have a repeat year like this. For everybody's sake. Every coach, every player, every referee, every AD I've talked to, every teacher. It's like I do not envy anybody who has to deal with this problem, with the extra work they have to put in to make it all work.
Yeah, it's been a heck of a year, and I would say the ADs have to deal with it on a regular, every single day. The principals, but I tell you, the coaches, and the worries that the coaches have. It doesn't hurt an AD or a principal or their program if a game's canceled because somebody else got it and it affected you.
Right.
But a coach has got to he's got to worry about that all the time.
Waller knocks down another three-pointer. Callaway leads by 11. Duke tries to answer, in and out. Waller able to grab the rebound and get rid of it before the travel called. She was falling down. Future left wide open, but too strong. Sullivan looking to push ahead. Looking for somebody, takes it all the way to the rim, and she's going to draw a blocking foul. I believe that's going to be on Abby Schumacher.
I'm going to have to get caught up on my fouls. I've been sitting here keeping score and talking and hadn't been paying attention to fouls.
That's Schumacher's first. 3 team fouls either way. As Mandry will check back in for the Lady Cardinals. Replacing Mays, and Hurt back in for Burns. Sullivan another free throw to follow. Gets the second one to go. 20-10 in favor of the Lakers. Clark has about 4 Cardinals right there on top of her. Able to get it out of trouble a little bit. Callaway almost throws it away. Callaway been able just to knock down more threes than Mayfield has. It's pretty much been a three-point shooting competition here in this first quarter and change. Tough shot up is no good. Rebound is knocked right into the hands of Lowe, and she puts it up and in.
She's pretty tall for a 7th grader.
Yes, she is.
Other than Smith, she's probably taller than anybody on Mayfield's team.
And Smith will have an offensive rebound, puts it in, and she's headed to the line for one more. Foul's called on Futrell. Her first, team's 4th. And Smith, too strong on the free throw.
Who was that foul on?
Callaway trying to get some movement against the zone. Clark will try the deep 2, no good. Duke has the rebound. Injury in 2 deep. She's going to get the whistle and a foul on Lowe. 2 free throws coming for Skylar Mandry.
There's where my hidden foul is.
Process of elimination.
Callaway, yep. She has 2.
First free throw good for Mandry. As Kai Morris and Brooke Lawson back in, and Callaway's going to make their first sub as Caitlin Price will check in. Both free throws good from Andrew. Laker lead is down to 8. Mayfield just going to have to find a way to get some shots in the basket. They're going to get hurt for a foul trying to push through the screen. Her first, team's 4. That's going to be over and back as Futrell touched it right before she crossed the line. That's just a poor court awareness there with an unforced turnover. Morris thought about the 3. This time she'll take it. Looks good, and it is.
Mayfield's extending their shot out.
2 of the 3s they have made have been deeper 3s here in this first half.
You know, that possession, they was in a 2-3 zone, but they wasn't extending it out past the 3-point line, so they just took another 3 feet back and was able to take the shot.
Waller probing, trying to find a hole in the zone somewhere. Gets in, and she's going to draw a foul. Spun back toward the middle to get around the initial contact. That's on Samantha Hurt. That's her second. 5th on the Lady Cardinals. Waller back to the free throw line. knocks down that one. Mays will replace Hurt with the 2 fouls, so 1 lady each way with 2, with 2.5 to go here in the first.
Well, Mr. Brewer there, the older gentleman refereeing, he's the first one I've seen wrapped up.
Yeah.
With face mask and gloves.
Yep. Lawson with her first basket. The lead is down to 5. Mayfield trying to claw back into it. See if they can get this down to a 1-possession game or even tie it by the half. Forced in, and they're going to get a foul, I think, on Mays on the catch. Mays is first. Team 6th. Next one will put Callaway in the bonus. A little over 2 minutes to go here in the first half. They had Waller wide open on the inbounds. They didn't see her fast enough. But a bit of clean look. She stops and pops. They gave her the room to shoot it. No good. Mandry has the rebound. Mandry takes it herself. No good. It's a good drive. Got all the way in there, but that's been the story of Mayfield's first half. They've taken good shots and gotten some penetration into the paint. You haven't gotten shots to go down. Clark trying to find Waller on the back door.
That was good defense there by Jalea Mays. Anytime you can get that offensive player running back and forth trying to get open.
Timeout
Pretty
called.
good job.
Full timeout. We'll take the commercial break with them. Lakers lead by 4, the minute and change to go in the first half. You're watching Region 1 basketball here on WK&T Sports. Welcome back inside the Cardinal Dome. 5-point advantage for the Lady Lakers with 1:15 to go in the first half. Morris for another 3 in and out. Rebound for Waller, good box out. Morris with tight pressure up top. Price got in good position, couldn't get it to go, and Clark is going to be fouled, they're going to say. So she'll head to the free throw line for one in the bonus, as that's going to be the 7th team foul on the Cardinals. This will be Haley Sullivan's second. Clark at the free throw line, just a 52% shooter. That one is no good. Rebound for Mays. Callaway covers the transition well. Makes it look to reset. Fallon Sullivan on the cut. Good look about falling down. Pull-up jumper for Morris. No good. Rebound is on the floor. Tried to save it. Mayfield will keep possession. Lawson, a quick 3 in and out.
That's good hustle by Mayfield there. Offensive rebounds, keeping the ball alive.
Now the 10 ticks to go. Future, another look from the corner three, no good. Rebound for Sullivan. She's going to try to get it close as she can and fire the shot off. Gets it off in time, but there's a foul call from the backside.
Yep, Mr. Brewer.
So if he called it on the shot or not, that's going to be what I don't know. Because I didn't even hear his whistle, to be honest, at first.
If he didn't call it on the shot, then he's got to put time back on the clock because the bump was at half court before the shot was taken.
That's what the conversation I think is about. And now he's going to have to explain to Coach Nanny why they waved it off. Wait to see what the final decision here is before we go to break, because they're still talking to Coach Nanny about it.
I mean, he's already made his mind up. He's not going to change. He might give him an explanation, but there's not going to be a change there.
Up. Coach Nanny's getting a long explanation, and he's not going to be happy with the answer either way. But the Lady Lakers will take a 5-point lead into the halftime break, 24-19. Take a commercial break. Be back with a halftime show after this. You're watching Region 1 basketball here on WK&T Sports.
responded.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back.
Thank
to
you
the halftime show here on WK&T Sports.
The girl that started
halftime scores 24 to 19.
She did a little thing. She said, "Thank you for that response."
Lady Lakers lead by 5, 24-19 the halftime score. The difference was the first quarter, as Kent and I were talking about it in the break, as it was 13-8 after one. That's a 5-point difference as the two teams played 11-11 in the second quarter. For Callaway County, Addie Schumacher's made a 3 for 3 points. Skylar Waller has got a 2, a 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 6 at the free throw line. Give her 10 points. Madison Futrell's got 2 threes for 6. Skylar Lowe has 2 field goals and 1 out of 1 at the free throw line for 5. For Mayfield's side, Haley Sullivan just 1 out of 2 at the free throw line for a point. Picked up 2 fouls in that first half. Kai Morris has got a 3 for 3. Mendry 1 out of 2 at the free throw line for 1. Haley Duke with a 3. Brooke Lawson with a 3. Adley Smith has 2 field goals for 4, 0 for 1 at the stripe. Nia Burns 1 for 2 at the free throw line, and that's it for her. And Leigh Mays a 3 for 3 points. So, with the exception of Waller for Callaway County, it's a lot of players with 3, players with 4, players with 2 to kind of spread it out for both teams the rest of the way.
Yeah, Mayfield's going to have to figure out a way to turn up the pressure, slow down Waller. As you said, she's doing most of the damage with almost half of their points. But the biggest thing Mayfield's going to have to do is take care of the basketball. Mayfield's had several unforced turnovers, and they're going to have to hit some layups. They've missed enough layups to be up by 10 in this game.
You're right. There's no question there. And they've got. I think they did a good job of getting shots that they want, besides just settling for threes. I think sometimes this Lady Cardinal team just settles for threes. But I feel like in this game they did a good job of penetrating into the lane and getting maybe some tough shots, but shots that you're okay. Contested layups at 4 feet are still good shots. A lot of times, I think they've got a lot of those and haven't knocked them down. And I think Coach Danny's thinking, if we keep getting these shots, we're going to start making some of these.
Well, Callaway's doing a smart thing right now. When Smith's out of the game, they're dropping back in a 2-3 zone and forcing Mayfield to shoot. They don't have any size. They're extending the zone out to the three-point line, making them step back another 3 or 4 feet to be able to shoot over the top of them. There's not any ball movement right now to get the zone shifting.
Right.
I wonder if they'll start back in a 2-3 zone in the second half. With I'm sure Smith will be back in the game to start the second half. But at the same time, do you come out with the speed and bring the pressure right off the bat to try to get back into this game?
Yeah,
and overcome the deficit.
It's 2 different choices for sure that you could go, and I could see the argument for either way. And I think he'll go back with his initial 5 starters. I mean, just down 5. If they were down maybe 10 or 12, he might go to that small lineup and really try to bring the press hard, try to get those turnovers and easy buckets. Because easiest way to get the offense kickstarted, if you can force a couple turnovers with some traps and get some easy runouts to get the offense going, because it's amazing to me for a lot of players, whether it's getting a free throw to go down or getting that steal and getting an easy layup, just kind of seeing that ball go in. It makes such a huge difference if you're having a rough night.
I'm a baseball coach. I coach here at Mayfield, and I tell my leadoff guys, I don't care if you foul the ball off. You have to make some kind of contact with the baseball to give that guy in the 2, 3, and 4 hole the confidence that they can go up here and hit this pitcher.
Yep.
You go up there and fan 3 swings, and they're going to lose their confidence
right
before they ever step to the plate. Yep. Same thing with these guys.
Yeah.
Just like you said. Knock down a free throw, hit a layup, something to get going and give the team confidence.
Burns will try the 3, left it short. Schumacher has the rebound. Callaway looking to push. Lowe just ran everybody down the floor by herself. Had an easy layup.
That was a good look ahead on the pass too. I didn't see who threw the ball.
Mandry had her shot block, got it back, and then was in too deep. Low turnaround jumper, in and out. Marjorie stop and pop for a three. It's way too strong.
She's getting frustrated with herself right now. Coach is doing the best thing. Take her out, let her get a breather, let her get her head back on, and bring her back in.
That's the third or fourth time that Marjorie's made a good move to the basket on the previous possession. Couldn't get the shot to go. But you know, she's been one of the few players in the Lady Cardinals actually trying to make a drive toward the rim. Runner for Lowe is in and out and back down. At her size, at a 7th grader, she shows pretty good control to be able to make and take a shot like that.
Yeah, there's some of the best middle school basketball players I've seen in this region in a long time, just in this basketball game.
Right. It's one thing to be...
I shouldn't have said middle school basketball players. I should have said middle schoolers
aged.
that play varsity basketball.
Sure. Well, they attend the middle school during the day.
Yes.
That's the thing. And it's not an uncommon thing at some schools that you've got, maybe you got a couple middle schoolers that do play up, but to have, both these teams have got multiple 7th, 8th graders that not only play significant minutes but start and are leading scorers for their teams.
Yeah.
That's in both. It's kind of a two-headed beast there. It's impressive that you're able to call upon these younger girls that are talented. They can come up and play with confidence. But also, I think it shows that at your higher levels, are you just lacking there, or what's the reason you're having to bring these girls up?
A lot of times, and people will look at that just on paper and go, well, they must not be very good if a 7th grader's leading them in scoring. They don't give the kid credit.
Sure.
That she may be pretty good.
Sure.
It's not hard to sit here and watch the game and pick out that they're very well coached and have been prepped very well.
We get a foul. I believe that's going to be on Burns. It is. It's her first. Team's first here in the second half. Callaway looking inbound of their own basket. Back out to Lowe. Waller will reset the offense from the top. Clark will take the mid-range jumper. It's short. It's on the floor. There'll be a jump ball called as Smith and Lowe, two biggest girls on the floor, were the ones down there trying to get it. Possession will go to the Cardinals. Burns with a drive was bumped. No whistle on the drive. And Callaway brings it back the other way. Waller trapped and Mays just takes it away. But they're going to get a jump ball call first. That was a quick jump ball whistle. It looked like Mays had two hands on it for about a quarter of a second and ripped it free. Callaway will keep it in front of their own bench. Low, tough shot, good defense, but nobody blocked out Waller. And Callaway's going to be the last to touch it.
Callaway seems to always have that one long, lanky girl that's pretty solid inside. I mean, I remember Avery Fields carried them to stardom, and then Charlie Settles seems like she played for 7 years. She's now at Murray State.
We got an illegal screen called against Smith. That's her second personal, team second. Lawson back in for Mayfield. But a much slower third quarter as Mayfield has not yet scored. And Callaway has only mustered 4 points themselves here with almost halfway through the quarter. They're going to have an illegal screen going the other way. This is going to be on Clark.
You've got, if you just call it on the other end, you've got to call it on this end. That's
at least get the consistency there.
Yeah.
Smith trapped three sides, able to rip it free. They're trying to fight for position. Nice catch inside, and she's going to be fouled on the attempt. I believe that'll be Futrell. It is Madison Futural's second personal. Team's third. Smith back to the free throw line. She's missed her only attempt on the evening. Gets that one to go. 72% on the season. Only Leigh Mays has a better average from the stripe. Gets the shooter's roll on the second one. Kaya Morris in for Mays. Again, Callaway has still only played 6 girls, and Price only checked in when had somebody pick up 2 fouls in that first half. Waller all the way to the rim. Help side defense not there in time. Probably the easiest bucket she's had tonight. That pass deflected and stolen away. Waller spins away from pressure and gets another layup.
That was a nice save and drive right there by Waller.
Callaway is back up 11, and the timeout's called by Mayfield. Take a quick commercial break. Back after this. Watching Region 1 basketball here on WK&T Sports. Welcome. Alex Heath here with Kent Guthrie on our coverage of Region 1 basketball. A doubleheader, thankfully, tonight, barring any last-minute news. As we've had most of our doubleheaders split up due to COVID cancellations throughout the season.
Yeah, between quarantine and ice storm,
yeah,
it seemed like I was in lockdown for 3 weeks.
Thankfully, it was not a repeat of the 2009 ice storm.
Yeah.
We just had it's a little mini one.
I'm glad for you guys.
Hoo-wee. Yeah.
I know your WK&T crews worked like crazy during that ice storm.
Yeah, they had enough trouble dealing with what we had during the stuff we had the last couple of weeks, but I hope for everybody's sake that we don't have a 2009 happen ever again. First free throw good for Sullivan, as Sunny Clark has picked up her third personal, team's fourth. And Price will check back in for her. Around and down. Mayfield trying to stay in it. They have the two things you talked about at the halftime, Mr. Guthrie, one of them they have not done a good job of is slowing down Waller at all here in this third quarter.
No.
She's still carrying their offense. Low left-handed shot is no good. Sullivan looking to push. Good job to kind of backpedal out of trouble. See, Mayfield tries to reset. Sullivan shuffled it right to
Yeah, she almost
Smith.
just handed it to her, didn't she?
It was a drive there. It's like, oh, look here, you're kind of there.
Whatever works.
Smith goes high off the glass and gets another bucket. And I believe she's got 8. If I'm doing that math right in my head, I think that's her third field goal plus 2 free throws.
That's correct.
Look at me.
2 for 3 from the line.
That probably makes her Mayfield's leading scorer tonight. If not, she's right up there.
Yeah, she's Mayfield's leading scorer by a long ways.
Turnaround jumper for Lowe is too strong, but Price had the offensive rebound right to Waller, in and out. This time Smith rips down the rebound. And they're going to get a jump ball call from the baseline official. It'll go over to Mayfield.
Coach Nanny's wanting a foul on that. And I understand. They kind of came across the backside of her to get that tie up.
It's one of those, because one girl looked like she had a clean angle from Callaway, and one girl looked she came across Smith's arms to get there. That's one of those, like, you're probably not going to be right either way you call that. Get it into Smith again, off the glass and good. And I think Coach Danny is going to ride the Adley Smith train on the offense.
Ride it till they stop it. I mean,
especially with Clark being on the bench with the 2 fouls, taking away half the height that Callaway has. Morris knocked the ball free, but they're going to call a foul. They're going to call Morris for the foul. From here, it looked like she got the ball clean on the strip, but she's whistled for her first, team's third. Samantha Hurt deflected it, and she's got the steal. Able to get it over to Morris before she's knocked down. Tried to force it into Smith in transition.
That went right off of Smith's hands.
Waller got in too deep. No help side defense. But if you look at Waller at the top of the key, Kent, she looks gassed right now.
Yeah, she does.
She hasn't come out of the game yet.
She's going to have to find somewhere to get her a breather.
They're going to say the lost ball out of bounds, and that's a missed call. If I've seen one tonight, Kent, is Futrell was pushing directly into the back of Samantha Hurt, and Hurt's not too happy about it. I can't say that I blame her.
No, I can't say that I blame her either, and I'm surprised that Coach Nanny didn't go berserk over there.
I am too, to be honest. And he would have had a right to. And he's going to get the makeup call right there.
Yeah.
The last time they called the tie-up when there was 2 different girls reaching in, I was like, that one could have gone either way. But on that last possession, Hurt was 100% pushed to the back with no whistle. And then there was significantly less contact there, and they blew the whistle for that foul.
Threw her to the floor.
Yes. But then Hurt decided just to go ahead and just keep diving for it and try to get the ball. So, give Samantha Hurt credit for not kind of giving up on the play because she didn't get the whistle. Just kept playing hard through it. Mayfield with a chance to cut it to 5 or even 4 as the end of the quarter comes. May's getting close to a 5-second call right as she gets by pressure, and there's again a blocking foul on Price. They call the foul on the floor on the drive, so Mayfield's going to have 5.5 seconds to get a shot up.
When she hit her, she was in the air.
Inbounds pass deflected back out of bounds. Just 1 second gone off the clock. That's the 16th foul on Callaway, so Mayfield's going to spend the entire 4th quarter in the bonus. Morris with a nice head fake. Tried to get rid of it. To no avail, but Mayfield still in it, trailing by 7. Battle back, they trailed by as many as 11 multiple times. 34-27 as we head to the 4th. You're watching Region 1 basketball here on WK&T Sports. Welcome back to the Cardinal Dome as we start the 4th quarter. Lady Lakers in front of Mayfield 27-34. Mayfield has trailed by as many as 11. They've got it down to 7 to start the quarter. And they still, as we had Kent Guthrie's 2 ways Mayfield gets back in the ball game, they have failed miserably at one of those 2. It's slowing down Skylar Waller.
Yeah.
Smith with the rebound in the paint. Duke wanted it. She felled it from the three-point line but left it short.
That needs to be a segment of our show, Kent Guthrie's Ways.
Kent Guthrie's path to victory right here. Futrell left wide open from the top, but just left it short. And they're going to get a reach-in foul on Waller or Lowe, one or the other. It's going to be on Lowe. I believe that's her third. It is. That more importantly for Mayfield, is they're in the bonus. So it's got 1-and-1 coming for Haley Sullivan.
And it's one of the right ones to put at the line for Mayfield.
Third best free throw shooter on the roster, but she misses the front end.
I didn't say she was going to make it. I didn't jinx her.
You said it was a better option, right?
There you go.
Mayfield looking, trying to extend that pressure. Kind of surprised they waited till now to do it, but they're going to bring it now. Try to get a turnover. Try to get some easy baskets to get back in it. And Coach Waller not liking how the possession is going with Mayfield's extended pressure. She's going to call a full timeout to discuss their plan of attack. We'll take commercial break. Callaway County leading by 7. You're watching Region 1 basketball here on WK&T Sports. Welcome back. Start of the fourth quarter. I'll start. We've been a minute into the quarter. We just had an early timeout in the fourth quarter. It threw me off. Callaway County with the basketball, leading by 7, 34-27. Lowe will try the three-pointer, too strong. Sullivan will chase down the long rebound. Shuffles it back to Duke, three-pointer short.
A little drive kickback. That's about 2 or 3 times that Mayfield's had that tonight.
Nice hands by Mays, but it's deflected right to Futrell, but her three-pointer's long. Clark shuffled it to Lowe on the block and up and in. I don't know how she got that pass through cleanly.
Through the legs of a defender.
Laker leads up to 9. Deep three for Burns is no good. She's had a very quiet night tonight. I think she just had the 1 point from 1 for 2 from the stripe. Early on is it for Nia Burns tonight. Good hands on the deflection. Waller forced up a shot in traffic.
She come down limping.
And I think she stepped on somebody's foot on the drive, turned her ankle. She's trying to get down the floor.
You can tell on her face that she's hurting.
Haley Sullivan's going to be fouled on the drive. She'll head to the stripe for a pair. That's going to be on Sunny Clark. That's her 4th. Price is set to check in for her, I would assume. Morris and Hurt set to come back in for the Cardinals as the first free throw is good. Smith and Duke will check out. Looked at the scoreboard. I was like, wait a minute. She hit that first free throw. They just didn't get it up on the score until just now. She knocks down both. And it's a 7-point lead for Callaway. But that's where Mayfield's kind of been stuck. They cut it to 5, 6, and 7 more times than I could count. And they cannot get over the hump to get it inside of 2 possessions. They're going to try to bring some extra pressure and get a turnover somewhere. Schumacher's shot blocked, but a foul. That's going to be on Morris. Her second personal. Just the fourth on Mayfield here in the second half. That'll send Schumacher to the free throw line. Just 4 for 7 from the stripe on the season, now 4 for 8. I mean, just for comparison, again, 4 for 8, now 4 for 9, while Skylar Waller is 102 for 141 from the stripe on the season.
Wow, really?
Yeah. You got a starter on the roster that's 4 out of 8 from the free throw line of the season. Another one that's made 102. The next closest in attempts is Ellie Carson with 89. So Waller's got 50 more free throw attempts than even she has. But I think Waller's only taken 2 threes in the night. I think the rest of it's been, shots near the basket or drives, things like that. So she's around the rim more than she's in the perimeter on her shots. For comparison, the leading free throw attempt for Mayfield, I think, is 43 on the season. A lot more spread out on their free throw attempt.
I don't think that there's 141 attempts on Mayfield's whole team.
186.
Is it really?
For the entire season, yeah. Futrell steps into a 3, too strong. Price tried to save it, unable to. Going to go over to Mayfield. As Mandry will check in for Hurt, who looks like she is holding her back hip. I don't know if she took a knee, what the case is.
She went down on that layup and immediately grabbed her back. And I don't know if she landed on it wrong or what.
Full timeout called by Callaway here in the fourth. We'll take the commercial break with them. Back after this, you're watching Region 1 basketball on WK&T Sports. Welcome back inside the Cardinal Dome. 4 minutes to go in the contest as Mayfield cannot get over that 5, 6, 7 point hump. Callaway has led by as many as 11 multiple times, but it's kind of bounced between 9 and 7 and 5 for the last quarter and a half. Burns a deep 3 is too strong.
They've had open looks. They've had opportunities.
They have. They just haven't knocked them down tonight. Waller being a little bit more methodical bringing the ball up the floor. She seems to be getting around better. And they're going to get a foul, I think, on Morris was the signal. I think Coach Naney thought he had called a 5 seconds, so he thought he saw his hand go up.
I didn't see where the foul was at.
I didn't either.
She swatted at the ball, but that was after the whistle was blown.
Right. I really don't know where that foul came from.
Maybe his handkerchief got in his eyes.
Something. It's the 15th foul for Mayfield here in the second half. And Callaway being a lot more methodical with the offense. They're going to get a kick ball on Burns, but that's a good decision because if she doesn't get a foot on that, that's a layup.
Layup. And I don't think Waller's missed many of those tonight.
No. She's going to be plumb tired of the night's over. She's played the entire game and she's turned an ankle about 2 or 3 minutes ago. But she's not able to move like she wants to. Ball is on the ground and they're going to get a jump ball signal.
Yeah.
Coach Waller tried to jump in and get the timeout. But I think Mayfield had multiple girls on the ball before she got the timeout.
I think after that foul call, he knew better than to give her that timeout right there because they did not have possession. It was rolling on the floor.
Mayfield's defense has played much better here in the last couple minutes, but they cannot find the bucket. Mays sets 3 in and out. And they're going to get a foul on Sullivan, trying to pressure and force a turnover. I think she jammed a finger in the process. That's her third, team's 6th. When everybody's up, pressure and close, you'd almost always want to send somebody deep, but they may not feel comfortable making that pass. Futrell throws it ahead to Lowe. The travel should have been called, and it wasn't, because Lowe kind of lost the handle and spun in the paint and got rid of it to Waller. Double dribble is going to be the call. Futrell lost it, tried to regather it, had nowhere to go with it. Coach Danny's probably had about 3 times tonight where I'm surprised he hasn't gotten more irritated than he did.
Well, you know, he's already taken one shirt off. I'm glad he's calmed down a little before the second one goes. Yeah.
Well, he's the only coach in the region, boys or girls, that's close to that size. He's head and shoulders taller, I think, than pretty much every official we'll see. He's not the coach I'd want to irritate, to be honest. Two minutes to go. Mayfield still trailing by 7. We had any point scored in the last 2.5 minutes. Waller's tough shot in the paint, and she knocks it down. And travel called. Morris tried to force it in transition. Timeout called by Mayfield as Coach Danny's trying to keep their slim chance alive, trailed by 9, minute 45 to go. We'll take the commercial break with them. Back after this, watching Region 1 basketball here on WK&T Sports. Welcome back to the Cardinal Dome. Minute 46 on the clock. Callaway County with the basketball, leading by 9. The next foul will put Callaway in the bonus as well. So Mayfield's going to have to get some turnovers in a hurry or hope that Callaway struggles from the free throw line. Morris with the pressure and the steal gets it ahead to Mays. So there's a turnover. Mayfield's got to find a bucket. As Waller has the steal but couldn't keep her footing. It's going to be a turnover right back to Mayfield. But that's, again to me, Ken, on that drive, on Mays' drive, Price was riding her the whole way to the basket.
Looked to me like she threw a little shoulder block into her to keep her from going to the goal.
Yeah, there was definitely enough of contact where I feel like that whistle should have came compared to other whistles we've seen tonight. Burns all the way to the rim, and she's going to be fouled.
You know, Callaway's getting calls here tonight that should be going on home court advantage, in my opinion.
There's been, I'd say, about 3 that were bad. I would say that were. You had the one on when Hurt got pushed completely out of bounds. They had Kyle Morris basically steal at midcourt, and there was another one I'm losing track of in my head. But in a game like this, where both offenses had really struggled in the second half, 3 possessions, You know, you get a 3 and a free throw, it's a 4-point game versus a 7-point game.
Right. There's the trap.
And Burns has the steal. She's looking to take it herself, and she lays it up and in, and Coach Nanny wants time. So Mayfield's got more points in the last 40 seconds than they had in the previous 4 minutes. And we'll take a timeout with the lead cut down to 5 once again. Back after this, you're watching Region 1 basketball on WK&T Sports.
Game.
Minute 2 to go here in the fourth. Callaway County still holding on to the lead, but it has gone down from 9 to 5 in the last 40 seconds. But this is as close as Mayfield has been since, well, early in the second quarter, I think. They had it down to 3 or 4. And it's been between 7 and 11 most of the rest of the game. Coach Nanny trying to encourage the girls to put pressure on. The Waller's trying to handle most of the pressure by herself. They're going to have to commit a foul or force a trap.
About a 5.
It should have been a 5-second call. It looked like up top, didn't get the whistle. And now they're going to almost know they won't get the turnover. Now Mayfield's going to have to foul. And now Kyle Morris is going to come foul Waller at the top. And I think you would have tried to foul a couple of the other girls that touched the ball.
Kyle Morris shoved Schumacher right in front of the ref, and Nanny sitting there telling them, call the foul, and they call it once Waller gets it. So
she'll head back to the free throw line, where she spent a lot of time there tonight, but she misses the front end. But Callaway County gets the offensive rebound. The ball's on the floor. They get a jump ball that'll stick with Callaway County.
You've got, in that situation, there's no excuse for that. I don't care which team it is. You have to box out.
Right. You cannot give up an offensive rebound on a free throw.
That's fundamentals of the game right there.
30-second timeout for the Lakers. We'll stay here, make sure we don't miss anything. Final 25.8 seconds. And Mayfield assistant coach getting, I think, an explanation from that last play. And, I honestly don't know how that wasn't a 5-second call. It looked like Morris had kept Waller in front of her for, I would say, a good 6.5 seconds.
Yeah, it looked to me like he'd got to about 10, but,
Unless there was just enough separation somewhere in there, but he never signaled. Usually if they're trying to play tight defenses, there's enough of separation to reset that count. The referee will, put his arms out to let him know there's too much space there. Waller gets it back, and she's going to be fouled.
The ref went over and talked to the coach. The coach walks away mad. The ref walks away smiling like it's funny. I kind of have a problem with that.
Sure, no, I get that. I follow that logic. Waller's free throw gets over the front of the rim and goes home. And despite I would say that some tough calls have gone against Mayfield tonight, end of the day, the Lady Cardinals have just not found the bucket enough in this game. Their defense, I think, has been excellent, especially in the second half, to help keep them in it. But they're going to struggle to win any game where they just cannot find the bucket until it's a little too late.
Right.
Duke will commit the foul to send Lowe to the stripe, but it's a 2-possession game with 10 seconds left. Low to the stripe.
Still in the 1-and-1.
This is the 9th foul on Mayfield, so the last 1-and-1 chance for Callaway County. Lowe's free throw is good. But to be honest, I don't think that Mayfield can get the ball all the way up the court and get 2 shots up in 10 seconds time. Referee having a conversation, looked like with Kai Morris. I don't know if she said something the official didn't like or what the case is. Was that a signal for a double foul, I believe?
It was a double foul
on Waller and Kai Morris.
That goes to the point of the interruption. The ball will go to Mayfield, I believe.
Right, the free throw went in, so I guess they're calling it the process of blocking out.
Yeah, so it will go to Mayfield.
Waller's 3rd. That was Morris's 5th. Burns got all the way to the rim and got the bucket in. But Callaway, I think, wisely just got that ball inbounds as quickly as possible. If Mayfield could have got the steal, they would have had a shot there.
Well, Mayfield. I'm kind of confused here because they're doing in the last minute what they should have been doing the whole game.
Where has this aggressive drive to the rim been? Where their ability to make shots where's it been all night? I feel like they've hit 5 or 6 of their last 7 shots in the last minute and a half.
Yeah.
That's the free throw that's going to put it away. 4-point lead with 2.7 seconds left. Free throw is out of bounds. They're going to say last touched by Callaway County. They'll give it to Mayfield, but
wow.
With
there's another missed call tonight.
That was definitely last touched by Mays, and she knew it. But it's not going to matter with a 1 second on the clock and a 4-point lead for the Lakers. And they will finish with a 4-point victory, 41-37. Some tough calls for the Cardinals that's going to have Coach Nanny frustrated, but again, not enough shots made, and you saw the way they were able to get to the rim almost at will in the last minute and a half, but too little too late, as 41-37 is our final. We'll take one last commercial break, come back with the post-game wrap-up after this. You're watching WK&T Sports coverage of Region 1 basketball. everyone. Welcome to the postgame show here on WK&T Sports. Final score of the girls' game, 41-37, Callaway, and that was, Mayfield cut it to 3, and then, final score of 4, and that was the closest they got for a grand majority of the game, Kent. Once Callaway got up, 9 and 11, it bounced between 7 and 11 for a solid 2.5 quarters. And Mayfield's second half defense kind of picked it up, helped keep them in it, but their offense could not find the bottom of the bucket in that second half to help their defense out.
Yeah, they wasn't committing on attacking the basket and getting the ball to the rim. I settled too much for the outside shot, and it wasn't falling for them tonight. And, they was able to keep it within 10 points most of the game. But in the end of the game, when they was attacking the basket and going 90 mile an hour, they was getting there at will. And you look at that in the last minute and go, well, I think we even said it. Why haven't they been doing this all night?
Where was this at for the last quarter and a half?
And I don't know that Callaway was doing anything different than that last minute. I mean,
they might have been a little bit more tired because they only played 6 girls all night.
But I think we talked about that earlier. If Mayfield would play at that speed, they would get Callaway tired.
In the second half, especially.
Yeah.
We'll go through some of the individual stats. For Callaway County, Addie Schumacher made a 3, 0 for 2 for the line, finished with 3 points. Skylar Waller carried a grand majority of the offense for the Lady Lakers, finished with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 regular field goals, a 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 7 at the free throw line for 19 of the Callaway 41 points, just shy of half of them. Madison Futrell, a pair of threes, 1 out of 2 at the free throw line for 7, and Sailor Lowe at the other top scorer for the Lady Lakers, finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 regular field goals, 2 out of 3 at the free throw line for 12 points. Callaway as a team, 9 out of 15 at the free throw line, and all of those makes came from Waller and Lowe. Waller had 7 of the makes at that. For Mayfield, Haley Sullivan from the stripe, that's where all her points came from, 5 for 7, didn't have a single field goal on the night. Kaya Morris finished with a 3 for 3 points, and to be honest, Ken, I think Kaya really impressed me defensively tonight. I think she's earned some more playing time and really good job of being the top of the key. I think she was part of the reason why Skylar Waller was so worn out, is when she was covering her, she had to work a whole lot harder to get her points. I was really impressed with her aggressiveness tonight.
Well, Kaya's long and Kaya's athletic, and she can play at a guard ability. Matter of fact, she's just not an inside player, but anytime you play somebody that's taller than you and you've got to work extra hard, it's going to make a difference. But she got on the floor after some loose balls. I tell you, she's a meanie. She's the mean one on the team. You talked about tangling up with Coach Nanny. I don't know, there's a lot of girls in the region who wants to tangle up with Kaya.
You're right. Yeah, she's one of those players that didn't see a lot of playing time last year, seeing a lot more time this year. And I think she's earned even more of the level of effort she gave Coach Nanny, especially tonight.
Yeah, she's impressed me this year. She's, I've known her forever. She's just always been little Kaya, and this year, she surprised me and kind of stepped out of her norm and played very aggressive. And her brother did the same thing last year for Coach Croft in his first year coaching, and so maybe they're just some late bloomers in that family, and maybe and I look forward to what she's got to offer next year. Mm-hmm. She is the only junior on the team.
This is true.
So, yeah.
To the rest of the lineup, Faith Mandry finished just with 1 point, 1 out of 2 at the free throw line. Haley Duke, a 3 for 3. Brooke Lawson, a 3 for 3. Adley Smith had 10 points going into that fourth quarter, and I don't think she had maybe one field goal attempt in the entire fourth quarter. Had 4 field goals, 2 out of 3 at the free throw line to lead Mayfield with 10 points. Nia Burns, I mentioned she had a really quiet night. She had 1 out of 2 at the free throw line until the very end of the game, where she hit 2 free throws and had 2 field goals in the final minute and a half to give her a total of 7. Lex Mays finished with 5, a 3 and a 2. Had Mayfield 11 out of 16 from the free throw line, and Kent mentioned it before we came back. back is that Mayfield actually took more and made more free throws percentage-wise than Callaway did, and it didn't feel like they did. It felt like Callaway was at the free throw line more. Really what it was Skylar Waller was at the free throw line a bunch, and a lot of Mayfield girls had 2 free throws, 3 free throws, 2 free throws, more spread out. So it seemed like it was just a bunch of Waller free throws to kind of counteract it. But final score, 41-37. Lady Lakers get a win on the road. That'll do it for us for the girls broadcast. Take a little break, be back for the boys side action. Looking for another good matchup. Got a 4-point game in game 1. I expect to see a close game in game 2 as well.
You got a prediction?
I don't like to give predictions. I don't like to give predictions on the air. Because all it does is just mean you're wrong. If you're right,
Yeah,
well,
it's kind of like
right.
talking about shooting free throws. You just don't do it.
It's you're either going to be right and be like, whatever. It's a much bigger deal when you're wrong and you create problems. We'll take ourselves another commercial break. Be back with the second half of our doubleheader broadcast. Thanks so much for tuning in part 1. For Kent Guthrie, myself, Alex Heath, thank the viewership. Thanks for all of our camera people and Andy Dew directing for us behind the scenes. We will see you guys back here in a little while for game number 2. Hello, everyone, and welcome back into the Cardinal Dome. Out here with Kent Guthrie for the second half of our doubleheader, and I can't believe I got to say second half of a doubleheader for the first time in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Seems like CCA, I think, was the last boy-girl
That might be right. I think the CCA game in this building
That was my first game.
Yeah, I think it was the only other doubleheader we've actually gotten in due to COVID restrictions. As they do the starting lineups in-house, looks like it'll be Garrison, Chapman. I did not catch the third number. Oh, that's Darnell. That's Ray. And Zach Hudgen will be the fifth starter for the Lakers, and Coach Brad Cleaver. And the Lakers are one of these teams that are hard to kind of get a bead on. You look at their record, you see 5-8, like, oh, they're kind of having a tough season. Well, they've lost to 19-3 and top 10 ranked in the state Lyon County twice. They lost to Mayfield. They beat Mayfield by 4 points in a game that Mayfield led a lot of earlier in the season. Lost to Graves by 5 points. They've lost to Murray, who's the most efficient offensive team in the region. They've beaten Marshall this year. They've had a lot of close games, a tough schedule, but I would expect them to be a better team than what their record shows. And if I know Coach Cleaver, this team is going to be a offensive powerhouse, as it has been every year under his tutelage.
Well, one thing that he's done is he has taught the kids how to play without unforced turnovers.
Yes.
You're going to have to beat Callaway in every category to be able to beat Callaway.
Right.
You're not going to turn them over a lot. They're going to hit the long ball, and they're just always fundamentally sound at Callaway.
Well, Mayfield's definitely going to have the advantage. It's going to be in height. Brooks, tough shot in the paint, soft hands, gets the roll to go. That's a much better start for him. He had an awful shooting night against Graves County. I think he went 2 for 10 from the field in that game. So getting his first one to go down is a good sign for him and Mayfield in their offense tonight. Three-pointer is up, too strong. Top of the backboard, it's tipped to Garrison.
Mayfield has to control the boards. They can't give second and third chance opportunities to win this game.
Bit of a late whistle, but it comes in over the back foul. I think it's going to be Darnell that picks up his first and team's first, and it is. They have Race Richards playing essentially the wing position, and he is equal to the tallest man on the floor for any that Callaway has.
That's so they can do that backdoor lob, Alex.
Yep.
Maybe we'll see that tonight.
I think we'll see the attempt at least once. Stone tries the three, no good. Brooks tries to crash in, but Ray has the rebound.
I don't know if you could hear with your headphones on, but I heard "shoot the ball" from Coach Croft over there to Sam Stone.
Evan Garrison with the bucket for the Lakers to tie it up at 2. This Laker team has got 3 experienced guards on the perimeter with Darnell, Garrison, and Chapman. And I don't know if you knew this, recall this, Kent, but from last year, I'm glad to see Jackson Chapman back on the field. And I'm trying to remember what it was specifically, but he had a medical condition last year which kept him out for close to 2/3 of the season, and the games he was able to play were mostly, in garbage time. That's all he was able to, due to the condition was. And honestly, I'm drawing a blank on what it was.
I think it was a heart condition.
That's what I'm thinking. I just don't remember exactly what it was, but I'm glad to see he's back on the floor and playing for the Lakers. Because he actually made a guest appearance on our broadcast, and we went and did the Callaway and Murray game that was at Callaway County High School, and he came on the halftime show with me and sat and talked, and it was a good time. I was glad to see he stayed in good spirits and while putting up with it.
I listened to a little interview that he did for Twitter. Is something where they can meet their seniors or whatever, but he seems very intelligent.
Yeah. And we talked his thoughts on the first half of the game and where he wanted to see his team be better so they could come back and try to beat Murray in that game. And it's like, that's a kid with a high basketball IQ for someone at his age. He talking about the in-depth things of the game. And it's like, I was very impressed with his knowledge as a high school kid.
Well, when you sit down and talk ball, his dad's pretty impressive too. So he comes by it honest.
That's fair. Richards, a tough pull-up, too strong.
You reckon anybody ever said that about me when they said something about my kids about coming by it honest?
I'm going to choose
maybe Connor's shooting ability or Carson's passing ability. They come by it honest.
I don't know. Stone with the rebound on the backside, and so far it's been a very quickly paced game, and I'm not surprised. Kenmore will take the deep three. It's short, but got his own miss. Nobody blocked him out. Tried to scoop it up and in, no good. Dabney throws it back out so they can reset the offense. Richards will take the three, short. That's about, I think, the 9th or 10th three the two teams have taken already here in the opening start.
And this is going to be a dog race tonight.
Garrison strong to the bucket. He's going to get the foul. I think it's going to be on Kenmore. His first, second for the Cardinals. And Garrison's a strong guard. You know, not the tallest guard, but he's got good strength and he is not afraid of contact. He's put it this way, he's only attempted 6 3-pointers on the whole season. He is definitely their initiator of offense in terms of penetration and trying to get buckets in the paint or create that open three for everybody else.
Does Callaway have a bunch of seniors?
They have, if I remember correctly, I think they got 3 seniors. Yeah, Darnell, Garrison, and Chapman. So that's the 3 experienced guards I'm talking about. That's the 3 seniors on the roster.
Darnell's brother, I don't know if you remember him or not, but he was one of the most pure shoot forms I've ever seen.
Yeah, I watched him at, I think, put up 35, if I remember right, in a Christmas tournament at Graves County. They played a team out of Tennessee, and he hit absolutely everything he put up in that night. But it never forced a shot either. Like he took good shots, either created for himself or through the offense. Good dump off from Garrison to Ray, missed it inside. I think that was knocked off of Stone out of bounds. It'll stay with Callaway under their own basket. I thought that Noah Fulton was coming to check in like they had signaled there was blood on somebody, but I guess not. Garrison, a strong drive to the basket. Coach Croft looking for a push-off. Didn't get the signal.
It's going to be Kennemore's second.
That's definitely not what Mayfield needs. So on the season, Kenmore has been the lone reliable perimeter shooter for the Cardinals. Braid Morris will check in for him. Callaway County on the season, a solid free throw shooting team, just under 70% for the entire roster. Richards another three, this one way too strong. Offensive foul is going to be called on Matthew Ray, as that was more of a player control thing than anything else.
That was an easy call.
Right. Morris a little shaken up, coming back down the floor. He's the one that took the contact.
He's tough.
Dabney with it up top. Brooks will take the corner three, and he knocks it down. I was going to say, if I'm Callaway County, I'd make him take and make the first one at the very least. That's Brooks' 4th make on the season on 11 attempts.
That's not a bad percentage.
Yeah, he started 1 for 9. He's made 2 of his last 3. Helping his average out quite a bit. 10-7 Callaway. 2.5 to go here in the first. Talk about the change that Coach Croft went to with Brajon Dabney coming in and being the starting point guard, really. So Kendamore can kind of shift to 2. Morris's three-pointer, an air ball short. Brooks tried to save it and hit the end line. That's a difficult call, I think, for a coach to make, to move to you got your guy who's really been your point guard, but not, he's not really designed to be a point guard. He's really a shooting guard and an excellent shooter at that. So you made the decision to go to a freshman point guard, so you're asking a lot out of Dabney. And what we've seen from him in the starting lineup, he's played well.
Well, you've got to run kind of a longer offense to get that guy the shot when he's bringing it down the court.
Right.
And so by bringing in a guy to play your point guard position and be able to move Kendamore over to the 2, it shortens up your offensive play sets and gets him shots off of the screen.
Good look by Morris on the backdoor cut by Dabney, and he's going to be fouled. Head to the stripe for a pair. That's going to be Mount Matthew Ray. That's his second. So now the leading scorer for each team has got 2 fouls here in the opening quarter. Be interested to see how the offense has kind of changed now, if at all. Of course, it's a completely different type of player. Mayfield losing their best perimeter shooter, and Callaway County losing their best inside player. I told you, Garrison's not afraid of contact. Can't get that one to go. Brooks, nice finish. And that's where D'Angelo Brooks is at his best, knifing to the rim. He's a slasher. Dabney with a steal coming in from behind. Tried to shuffle it to Fulton. It got deflected and taken away. Shot blocked from the side. Good help side defense from Brooks. Wasn't sure if he was going to get there in time, but he did.
Mayfield's playing like they believe that they're going to win this basketball game.
That's where it starts.
They're going out and taking care of business early. They're down 1 point, but they're playing as well as I've seen them play all year long right now.
Especially on the defensive end. I mean, outside of Garrison, they've really made it difficult for everybody else. So Garrison actually trying to play Morris in the post. Brooks kind of shoved away Hudgen on the far side. Tried to fight through that screen.
He's still rubbing his chest.
Yeah.
I think a pretty good shot there.
Down to 30 seconds to go.
This is where I was talking about the patience of Callaway, playing solid fundamental basketball right here. They're just going to run the clock down, take care of the basketball, and get a shot off. If they make it, they do. If they don't, they still got the 1 point lead.
And Garrison's going to get the foul on the drive. I thought that ball was going to go home for a second, but it died on the front of the rim and came off. But that's about the perfect possession, I think, for Callaway toward the end of the quarter. They get 2 free throws coming for Garrison. They ran about 40 seconds off the clock in that possession, and they never really seemed out of control, despite the fact that Mayfield was bringing quite a bit of pressure throughout the possession. They weren't just letting Callaway run the clock out.
Looked like the ref gave Croft some kind of warning there on something. I didn't see what happened.
Is the referee holding the sub up because he didn't have his jersey tucked in? Or is that what the signal was for? Coach Croft and Mayfield fans were confused as to what the signal for. That's what Coach Croft is still asking for.
He looked around him to see if it was out.
And that's my best guess is what it was, because afterwards, Gammons tucked his jersey in. I guess he didn't realize it wasn't tucked in. That's why they held the sub back. Second free throw good for Garrison. He'll get an extra 5 seconds of breathing time. He has worked hard in this first quarter to try to get the offense moving. Mayfield's going to have 5 seconds to get a shot up. Dabney, nice, gets a look for Watkins, but it's short. Dabney with some good movement to try to get a good look to end the quarter. But the Lakers will have a 2-point lead after one, 13-11 in a fast-paced game. We'll take a commercial break back after this. You're watching Region 1 basketball on WK&T Sports. Welcome back inside the Cardinal Dome. Alex Heath here with Kent Guthrie on our coverage. Region 1 basketball here on WK&T Sports. Thanks so much for tuning in on Channel 68 and the WK&T Sports YouTube page. 2-point lead for the Lakers, 13-11 for the first quarter. It's kind of a low-scoring game for how fast-paced it's been as Darnell takes a deep three, too strong. Rebound for Gammons, shuffles it off to Watkins. Mayfield's got Gammons, Watkins, Morris, Dabney, and Brooks. And again, with Colby Kennemore picking up 2 early fouls, they had to go to their bench early. Callaway's got 4 of their starting 5 on the floor. As Brooks follows it up and in.
He's got 9, and Garrison for Callaway's got 10.
It's been a scoring competition between the two so far. Chapman, a good look from the perimeter. He knocks it down. He was knocked down after the make, and he is hurt. I think he got his ankle stepped on after the play, and the referee's going to stop play. I think when he came down on the three, Morris, I think just on the challenge, stepped right on his ankle. And they're going to have to get him out, try to get him worked on. Zach Hudgen will check back in. We got to make sure we clarify, because we got Zach Hudgen and Drew Hudgen on the floor for Callaway County. Franklin, Garrison, and Darnell, the rest of the Laker 5. Mayfield to reset the offense up top. Look at a foul on the pass. And Dabney has got a quick first step.
Yeah, he is fast.
There's a reason when he's the backup quarterback for the football team, but they brought him in some for, different like wildcat sets as it would do to his speed. That's a good job by Brooks on the spin move to avoid the charge. Hudgen tried to take it. And they found him in back, and he got it up and in. Zach Hudgen was down there on the baseline with nobody close to him for a solid 10 seconds. And Garrison got it down to him for an easy lay-in. Good deflection by Garrison, knocks it out of bounds. Stone will check in for Watkins. So Coach Croft going back to the big lineup here. One of the big lineups he could have.
Well, I think he thought Cookie should have been back on that fast break. But and nothing bad against Sam, but he's slower than Cookie, so I don't.
Brooks takes the contested 10-footer tries to get his own miss and can't reel it in.
He's active tonight.
Yes.
Very active. He was kind of methodical the other night against Grays County, but he's very, very active tonight.
And Brooks has got kind of like a quick bounce. He's able to get that little contested shot up in the paint very quickly with his length and height. You can find a lot of players that can be explosive, but Brooks gets up off the ground so quickly and effortlessly. Those little push shots and the jump hooks in the paint, he really excels with.
Chapman Hill quick over on the bench. He's like nothing's wrong with him now as he makes his third three.
I think he just had to walk it off. He said, get over here to the side and work it out a little bit.
I guess.
Lakers in front, 21-15. Largest lead for either team at 6 points. Morris, 10-footer is good. Callaway, good job breaking the press. Can't say I'm surprised there. Extra pass, there it is. Good look for Hudgen, 3, no good. But can't complain about that look. Gaiman's trying to get the position inside. Dabney gets it back on the wing. Nice look from Brooks to Gammons for the easy bucket. It seemed like Mayfield had nowhere to go with that possession. And all of a sudden, the biggest body on the floor just had nobody on him. Three-pointer, too strong again. Hudgens had 2 good looks. I think they're going to get a carry on Dabney. Richards will check in for Gammons. That's one of those that it was close, but they so rarely call it that I have an issue with that one.
It affected nothing.
Right.
Nothing. Nobody was guarding him.
Right.
He was out on the perimeter by himself. He makes a dribble to his other hand to be able to attack strong.
Chapman again. That one goes in and out, but it's tipped right to Garrison. Cal able to keep the possession.
His ankle must have bothered him on that one. Because this sure ain't nothing bothering him on them first 3 attempts.
Garrison got bumped on the baseline and had to get rid of it. And a rare turnover for Callaway County. Morris finds Dabney, a good look for him for 3, but it's short. Right to Richards, and he is going to be bumped, and he'll take a trip to the free throw line for a pair. 16 foul on the Lakers. It's going to be the first one for Drew Hudgen. Matthew Ray is going to come back in with the 2 fouls as he's set to check in. In and out for Richards. The free throw line has very much plagued Mayfield Cardinals all year long. In and out. It has gotten better as of late. Their team average is up to 63%. But it's still not great. As Brooks just picks that pass out of nowhere.
Just snagged it.
And gets the and-one finish in transition. Garrison tried to commit the foul, but when he did, he didn't get enough of that shooting arm. And Brooks goes right up through. That's Garrison's second, and that's not the one that Callaway needs in foul trouble. As he and Chapman have done a grand majority of the scoring. Brooks free throw, no good, long. Rebound for Franklin. Chapman will run the offense with Garrison on the bench with 2. So Mayfield playing a 3-2 zone against the pressure. Hudgen tips that rebound right to Richards. Morris to the rim, and he'll head to the free throw line for 2.
He picked up his second one quick. Drew Hudgen.
8th team foul on the Lakers.
You know, if you attack the basket, you're going to shoot free throws. I mean, it's just common knowledge.
Yep.
It's been around as long as basketball has.
There's a reason why Mayfield takes 20 of them a game, because they spend a lot of time in the painted area. Free throw good for Morris. He'll check out. Little gimpy going to the sideline. Fulton in for him. Mayfield with their first lead of the night, I think, since they led it 2-0. 23-21 Cardinals. Mayfield's cranked up the defensive pressure, and they switched to this kind of a 3-2 zone. It's been more effective for them, which kind of surprises me, but it's worked.
Well, you're able to extend it out further and get coverage on the three-point area.
Mayfield's length is playing a big part of that. Dabney all the way to the rim and finishes. Ray, a good look at a 3, and he knocks it down.
His first bucket of the night.
They raised their leading scorer, averaging 15 a game. Picked up the 2 fouls. It's limited his minutes. Brooks in control, but can't get the shot to go down, but still fighting for his own miss. Franklin will bring it up. Coach Cleaver wants one shot. And trail by 1 with 20 seconds to go. Down to 5. Jackson's probably going to put it up. And his shot got blocked or deflected on the way up, as the shot is too deep, no good. Mayfield fights back with an excellent second quarter, and they'll take the 1-point lead into the half, 25-24. We'll take the commercial break and be back with a halftime show. You're watching Region 1 basketball here on WK&T Sports. welcome to this halftime show here on WK&T Sports. Alex Heath here with Kent Guthrie. And a great first half we had. Back and forth both ways. I think the biggest lead for either team was 6 points in the first half. Callaway the better first quarter. Mayfield the better second quarter. And the Cardinals have got a 1-point lead here at the half, 25-24.
Yeah, I mean, it was basically the basketball game that we expected in the first half.
Pretty much.
And, I mean, I don't look for anything to change in the second half, you know, as far as the game goes. Both teams are playing very well right now. They're shooting the ball at a high percentage right now, and they're getting to the free throw line.
Yep.
So we've talked many times over the course of this team that we have formed that free throws win games.
Yup. Free throws, layups, and turnovers. That's what 95% of games will come down to.
Yeah.
And both teams dealt with their leading scorer being in foul trouble in the first half. Kennemore picked up his second, I think, about halfway into the first quarter.
Yeah.
And Ray got his with about 2 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And Kennemore didn't play the rest of the half. Ray came back in about 2.5 minutes to go in the first half and played the rest of the quarter.
Knocked down a big three for him, I believe.
And that was his only bucket in the first half. So be interested to see how aggressive both of those guys want to come out and be, knowing they've got the 2 fouls. Try to get themselves going as part of the rest of the offense. As the rest of the team, both players have stepped up. And said Garrison picked up his second foul as well. He was the hot hand along with Chapman in that first half. Go over some of the individual stats. As I mentioned, it's been a lot of Evan Garrison and Jackson Chapman's three-point shooting. Garrison, 3 field goals and 4 out of 6 at the free throw line for 10 points. It all came in the first quarter. Jackson Chapman has knocked down 3 3-pointers for 9. Zach Hudgen has a 2, and Matthew Ray has a 3, and that's it. It's been Garrison and Chapman have got 19 of the 24 points for the Lakers. For Mayfield, Kennemore picked up an early bucket before picking up the 2 fouls. Dabney's got a field goal and 2 out of 2 at the line for 4. Morris has got a field goal and 2 out of 2 at the line and 4. D'Angelo Brooks has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 regular field goals and a 3. 0 for 1 at the line for 13 to lead all scorers in the first half. Richards 0 for 2 from the stripe, has not yet scored, and Gammons has a field goal for 2. Again, it was 13-11 Callaway after the first quarter, then it was 14-11 Mayfield in the second quarter. So again, it's been about as back and forth as you could possibly have in the first half.
Yeah, and like I said, I just look for more of the same here. Good basketball game. It's been pretty clean overall as well. I mean, as aggressive as both teams have played, I think Mayfield only had 4 team fouls in the first half.
Right.
And
Callaway, I think, had 8, if I remember right.
I had them, let's see.
Trying to remember.
8 is correct, but they didn't put Mayfield in the bonus until under the 3-minute mark in the second half. So it's been pretty clean basketball.
Expect both teams to come back with their starting 5. Callaway's got Garrison, Chapman, Darnell, Ray, and Zach Hudgen on the field.
On the field,
on the court. Yeah, it's on the court.
Don't tell me that I look like Steve Jones sitting here with you.
No, not quite.
We are cousins. Did you know that?
I did not know that. That explains a lot.
That's why he talks about Connor all the time.
That's fair. I just thought he had a real taken a keen liking to him. As Richards trying to go behind the back and lost it on his hip, he called for the carry. And both teams have taken pretty good care of the basketball. That's a normal thing for Callaway anyway. But Mayfield probably only has, I think, 4, maybe 5 turnovers for Mayfield on the ball game now.
If that.
Yeah, I'm thinking 4 or 5. I think Callaway has literally 1. As Hudgen follows up with his second bucket of the night.
Well, I mean, one with Callaway that sticks out. I think Dabney had a steal. And then
the one Garrison had fallen out of bounds, threw it into the bleachers. That was it. And
then
all the offensive foul.
No, Brooks snagged that one out of thin air.
That's right. So Mayfield has 2 steals and Callaway has 1 other turnover outside of the 2 steals
that we can think of.
Right.
I mean, and that's pretty close.
And there's another one. As Mayfield's length causes problems for a lot of teams. Dabney tried to shuffle it to Stone. I don't think Stone expected to come. They're going to get a tie up, I figure. Yes, is the signal. I think did Coach Cleaver signal for time, and one referee called a jump ball. They're going to give the jump ball call.
I think Mayfield was wanting a walk, Callaway was wanting a timeout, and neither one of them got what they wanted.
Now nobody's happy.
But the possession there is back to Mayfield. So.
Right. They're going to get Brooks with the hand check up top. That's one of those.
That could have went either way.
Right, yeah. And I'm kind of surprised it wasn't Garrison, because usually if you got contact and then a firm reaction, it's usually the reaction that gets called in most situations. Ray to the basket. Nice block by Stone. Hung right in there to get the block. Kennemore three, no good. Stone offensive rebound and puts it up and in.
Big man cleaning up the glass, Alex.
And he had an excellent game against Graves County. It was one of the only reasons why Mayfield was still in that game. Most everybody else was struggling from the floor, and Stone finished with 14 on the night. Jackson Chapman lost the ball, and Ray just kind of let it go. And Kennemore takes the easy bucket.
I like the excitement that Mayfield's playing with right now. When you look at every time they do something, the bench is up on their feet, the coaches are up on their feet.
And as much as I will tell you that Kobe Kennemore is an excellent shooter, I don't know that I would wouldn't leave 4 inches of space to Jackson Chapman.
Not tonight.
He's already knocked down 4 of them.
Out of 5.
Right. And on the season, he is a 45% three-point shooter. So
yeah, that's pretty good numbers.
It's not a fluke tonight. It might be hotter than average, but he's an excellent shooter.
Sam Stone's feeling it tonight. That's his second attempt from the three-point line.
Yeah. Offensive foul is the call. That's going to be Garrison's third.
That's a great defensive play right there by Kennemore to sell that.
And a lot of times I think we would see more offensive fouls called in Region 1 if players are willing just to stay in front, take the hit, and actually go down.
Yeah.
Like they'll body. And a lot of times if you will take that hit and go down, you'll get the call. And you can't just flop and flay your arms and overact it, but
I mean, that's something that comes natural to people, or it doesn't.
Right. Oh, I agree.
I mean, and I try everything I can when we're on this broadcast to not mention my boys. But Carson was the worst charge taker seller I've ever seen in my life. You might as well just threw a bag of flour against the wall. He was everywhere. Connor could sell it. You know, he could sell it off the dribble. He could stand there and take the charge, whatever. Carson just never could do it.
Garrison staying in with the 3 fouls. Nice up and under move, but can't get it to go with the left hand. And Ray regathered it, but honestly was just too deep under the rim. Dabney with a hesitation. Nice find to Noah Fulton, who's got a bucket coming in off the bench. And Coach Croft out there to meet Dabney, loving his effort, and he has looked good since being put into the starting lineup. Cardinals by 4. We'll take the commercial break with a timeout. Back after this, Region 1 basketball on WK&T Sports.
told me they was trying to pick up a game for Friday night.
Halfway through the third quarter, Mayfield's got a 4-point lead, their largest lead of the night. The largest lead for either team has been Callaway with 6. And we talked about right before we went to the break about Coach Croft was out there to congratulate Dabney, loving his energy and everything else. As Garrison got all the way to the rim, there wasn't nobody close to him. It was a miscommunication on the switch on the screen. But I think it says something when you got a younger coach, because he's able to bring that energy and kind of meet his players when he sees their energy and bring that. I think that fuels a lot of players, especially at the high school level. If they're going to get a help ball on the rebound, they will. It'll stick with Mayfield under their own basket.
You know, not every player, probably no player, nor parent is ever going to agree 100% with what a coach does.
No, of course not.
But getting them to buy into your system, getting them to have fun in playing the game.
Oh, absolutely.
That is a huge, huge thing for a successful team. And Coach Croft does a good job at that.
Darnell will take the 3. It's short. Try to sneak in behind Kennemore. And I think Darnell had his foot on the line when he touched the basketball. That is the signal. Mayfield will bring it across the timeline, leading by 2. Again, this game has been played very quickly as far as pacing up and down, but it's been a little on the lower scoring side. Both teams have played well, and as that's just going to be an unfortunate foul call for D'Angelo Brooks as he kind of fell into Chapman's leg.
And it looks like he landed on the other ankle of Chapman.
Yeah. Try to get him back in balance, I guess.
You know, Chapman may leave here beat black and blue, but he is a fighter, and he's going to stay in and keep battling, you know.
He kind of got some kind of a little comment from Coach Croft that drew a grin from him. He'd probably say, "We'll do anything we can to keep you from hitting all these threes," is my guess. Probably something of that nature. Garrison, nice look, but that looks like a good block from Fulton. He's not happy about it, but the foul.
I don't see where his position was that he had a clear look at that call.
Yeah.
Because there was players in between him and the call. Basically what I'm saying, if he was on this side of the lane reffing instead of the other side, I don't know that he calls that foul.
Maybe. Because unless he may have gotten from the far side where he might have gotten more of his arm with his arm, but the ball up top looked like he just had hand on ball.
Is that Ray shooting?
Yes.
Or Hudgen?
That's Hudgen, actually. Yeah, Ray's on the block down here. Mayfield fighting over the rebound, and Fulton and Brooks lose it out of bounds. Callaway will keep it under their own bucket. To be honest, from the profile, the two Hudgens and Ray all look very similar.
It's about like a CCA trio.
Yeah. Coach Croft wanted a steal so bad he couldn't stand it on that possession. Garrison to the rim, couldn't quite get it to go. Richard has the rebound. Fulton 15-footer, way too strong. Garrison looking to push. He sees Chapman. And another one goes down for Jackson Chapman. That's his 5th triple of the night. And I think just one miss, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah.
And Garrison's got a hand on it, but can't quite track it down. Richards to the rim. They'll say lost it out of bounds. I think Coach Croft's looking for a whistle for a block or a charge either way.
Yeah, I kind of like that no call there because I don't feel like that one's going to go in Mayfield's favor.
Yeah, if the whistle gets blown that way.
Yeah.
30-second timeout called by Callaway County. They lead by 2. Minute and a half to go here in the third. Take commercial break. Back after this. You're watching Region 1 Basketball, WK&T Sports. Welcome back inside the Cardinal Dome. WK&T Sports, Channel 68, WK&T Sports YouTube page. Alex Heath here with Kent Guthrie. And a great basketball game we've had tonight. And I'm looking forward to the last rest of the third and fourth quarter.
I bet you wish those timeouts were a little longer so you could finish your popcorn.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a little bit of food in my system. Brooks looks like he was tripped up on the far sideline. I think Coach Croft was wanting a foul, and Coach Cleaver's asking, why did we get the basketball just then?
Yeah, that's
another one of those. Neither coach happy with you.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
From my angle, I couldn't see exactly what happened. I just saw Brooks was bringing it up, saw him go down, and the ball went out of bounds.
I tell you, Mr. Brewer been a fine referee his whole life and done it for many, many years. I just don't feel like he's on his game tonight.
Everybody's got off nights, right?
That's right.
It doesn't matter what you do for a living. Everybody's got an off night. Garrison pounding the dribble up top. Chapman is just ready to shoot it. If the ball ever gets close, just one pass away, he is ready. Garrison gets it up on the rim, and he'll head to the free throw line for a pair.
I pretty well feel like if Garrison touches the ball anywhere close to the paint, he's going to the rack.
Yeah. And he's going to the rack either to score or create a shot. He is determined and fearless when it comes to getting to the rim. In and out on the free throw. Darnell will come in for Chapman. Gets the second one to go. Callaway back in front by 3. Bayfield a chance to cut it to 1 or tie it before the quarter's done. They got 15 seconds to do so. If I'm Franklin, I would not leave Colby Kennemore here to end the quarter. Richards to the rim, nice drive, +1. I think they got Garrison for a push on the way to the rim. Of course, with Richards, he could take off from anywhere inside the free throw line.
That's going to be Garrison's fourth.
And it is. That's not what Coach Cleaver needs. Your senior point guard picking up his 4th foul on the late part of the third quarter. Richards has gotten significantly better from the stripe as the season has gone on, but he misses that one. Darnell gets it off in time, looks good. A little off to the right. But just like we expected, we have a 1-point game as we head to the 4th, 36-35 in favor of the Lakers. We've swapped leads every quarter. We can't wait for the 4th. We'll be right back after this. You're watching WK&T Sports, Region 1 Basketball. Start of the fourth quarter here on WK&T Sports from the Cardinal Dome. Callaway County with the basketball, leading by just a single point. And not surprised, Coach Cleaver has left Evan Garrison on the bench with the 4 fouls. Ray will take the 3. It's no good. The long rebound goes right to Franklin. Chapman, the deep 3, too strong. Rebound tipped to Kennemore, looking to push. Ball fake up and short. Now Callaway wants to counter push. Good look ahead and good finish for Hudgen. Zach Hudgen, to be specific. So that was a tough pass for Darnold to get through that window. Stone tried to get in deep position, and too strong up and in. Sam Stone with another bucket. Ray sets and takes the 3, and he'll get the friendly roll over the front rim. His second triple, I believe, for the night. Callaway back up before.
He hadn't taken many shots.
He has not. He had the foul trouble in the first half. Definitely limited his offensive attempts. Nice pass to Brooks. Shot blocked from behind. Brooks gets it back and sticks it in. +1. That's going to be on Zach Hudgen, his first. Team's third, and Brooks to the free throw line for 1. Brooks under 60% on the season. That was no good.
That was Brooks' first bucket of the second half.
Yeah.
After starting the game out with 13.
You say that. I was like, yeah, was it really? It's like, well, now that I think about it, yeah, that's probably right. And they're going to get Kennemore for the reach, trying to get the steal. He's about a half a second late getting there. That's his third. He picked up his first 2 inside the first about 3 or 4 minutes. Didn't play the rest of the first half. Nice baseline look, blocked up top by Stone again. Dabney, they're going to say bumped on the drive to the rim. That's going to be Hudgen's second. Team's fourth. Mayfield will have it under their own basket. Looking for some kind of a wet spot right at the top of the key. Richards will inbound it from Mayfield. I'm surprised Stone didn't take a look at that 3-pointer. They left him wide open. Kennemore going to get a ball screen. They're going to trap off the ball screen. And a good trap by Callaway forces the timeout for Mayfield to keep the possession. Good reaction. 30-second timeout called by the Cardinals. We'll go with them back after this. You're watching Region 1 basketball here on WK&T Sports. Welcome back inside the Cardinal Dome here on WK&T Sports. The Lakers nursing a 2-point lead, 41-39. And we cannot ask for a better game than we've had tonight. And neither team has led by more than 6. Shuffle pass inside. Brooks can't get it to go. Gets a second effort. It's short again. He's got a third effort. Up top for Richards, 3, too strong. Dabney again. 4 possessions for Mayfield on this drive. Stone no good inside. Stone gets it back.
Another offensive board.
And he puts it up and in. And Coach Cleaver is not going to be happy. Mayfield had 6 shots, 5 of them in the paint on that possession to tie it up at 41.
All of them from the same spot.
Yeah.
By
right
3 different people.
3 different people, yeah. Matthew Ray called for the travel. One Hudgen replaces the other. It's Drew Hudgen back in for Callaway County. And now the question for Coach Cleaver is how long does he let Evan Garrison sit on the bench with the 4 fouls?
When would you bring him in?
If we got down by more than 1 possession. If I'm tied or if I'm ahead or down by just 2, I'll hold off until I'd say 3 minutes. Dabney has his shot blocked. Mayfield looking for a whistle, didn't get it.
I don't know how you don't call a foul there.
Jackson Chapman, a corner 3. You know he's going to take it. You know what? He's probably going to make it. He's 6 for 8 from the 3-point line tonight.
I don't know how Mayfield doesn't get a foul on this end.
Dabney looking for the tie, no good. Rebound for Ray.
Quit settling. That's 2 in a row that Mayfield settled for 3-pointers. Attack the basket. Keep doing what's gotten you back in this game.
Well, they got a foul, I think, on Franklin, on Callaway on the rebound. And that is the signal. That's a 15 foul. And right on cue, here comes Evan Garrison back in the game. So I'd wait a little bit longer with now that you're ahead, but I understand Coach Cleaver wanting him back in the game.
Yeah.
I totally get it. He has gotten to the rim almost at will for the Lakers tonight.
Well, Callaway's been doing what Mayfield's done the last 2 possessions. They're settling for outside shots in a 1-2 point ball game.
Dabney's strong drive to the rim, and he's going to be fouled. And Chapman helping him up, saying, "I fouled you hard." Is nothing malicious about it. His first, the 6th for Callaway County. Dabney to the free throw line, where he is a 70% shooter, but misses the front end.
I think his heart's pumping right now. He took that shot pretty quick.
Yeah.
That substitution, maybe that's letting him settle in a little bit here, get a breath. Knock this one down and move on.
Does indeed. The Laker lead is 2, 44-42. With 3 minutes and change to go. And they're going to get a carry on Matthew Ray. As he kind of paused to, he heard, different teams have that one word they call out. People say wolf, they'll say hawk, they'll say something when there's a trailer coming behind you to possibly back tip you. And when he looked, he kind of paused it on the side of his hand, and that's where the carry came from. That's where, when that kind of thing happens, somebody calls that out. I think of something, Chris Paul comes to mind, and he would kind of dribble into somebody and then stop if they run over and get that little cheap foul.
Yeah.
I would love to see somebody try that. Dabney will attempt a 3-pointer, and he's got it to go. Mayfield back in front by 1.
Huge shot, Alex. Huge shot under the 3-minute mark right here.
45-44. They're going to find the hot hand again, and that one's short. Rebound is tipped to Brooks, and he's going to be fouled. I believe it'll be Hudgen.
Our boys are starting to pick up these fouls that the girls should have been getting in that first game. Some of these are some home court calls, sure, in my opinion.
That's Hudgen's 3rd. That will put Mayfield in the bonus. 1-1 coming for Brooks. Misses the front end. Had 13 in the first half. I think he still only has just 2 here in the second.
That's right.
Ray will take the 3, a late contest by Richards, but that's a heck of a contest. And Race Richards wants to run extra shooter. Garrison to the rim, shot blocked, I think, or at least altered by Richards.
And the little freshman comes out with a big rebound down in the pile.
But I have been extremely impressed with Brajon Dabney the last couple of games we've seen. His energy level, his poise, you would not know he's a freshman in his, third start, fourth start this late in the season.
He's going to be absolutely nasty when he's a senior.
Yeah. And I like the fact that he didn't just pull the trigger on that 3. Could have taken it, wouldn't necessarily have been a bad shot in terms of open. Nice look to Stone, but there's going to be an offensive foul. And that's one of those, again, if you get in front, get the position, and go down when you take the hit, you're probably going to get that call, especially when the offensive player is turned sideways and throws that weight in. That's Stone's second and the 6th on Mayfield. So we're shooting free throws the rest of the way through. Stone almost got the steal. We got a minute 20 to go and a 1-point lead for the Cardinals. I almost thought Chapman was thinking about a deep 3. Darnell will take the 3, too strong. Ray crashed in, got the offensive rebound, up and in. +1 for Matthew Ray. Nobody blocked him out on the weak side. That's Kennemore's 4th personal. One shot coming for Matthew Ray. 67% shooter on the season. No good. They're going to get a foul. I think they got that foul on D'Angelo Brooks on the rebound, and that is the call. As Zach Hudgens headed to the free throw line for 1-and-1. That's Brooks' 3rd. Hudgens knocks down the first one. 80% shooter from the stripe. Knocks down both. 30-second timeout called by Coach Cleaver. Wants to discuss their final plans with a 3-point lead. A minute change to go. We'll take the commercial break. Back after this. Region 1 basketball here on WK&T Sports. Minute and change to go here in the 4th quarter. And again, I've said it about half a dozen times, but it bears repeating. We've had a fantastic ball game tonight. And this one is long from over with a minute 7 on the clock.
Now, both these teams can score in bunches, that's for sure.
Both teams have got multiple people who have made threes tonight, but you've got to respect. Richards on the drive, shot altered by Ray, but I think Stone has the offensive rebound and he's fouled. When he was trying to go up with it, I think he was grabbed. It's on Franklin, his 3rd. So Stone will head to the free throw line for 1-and-1.
That was an unreal rebound. Did you notice how he rebounded that basket?
It looked like he almost caught it up like by his head on his shoulder, kind of pinned it up there.
While he was under the right. Backboard.
Can't get the free throw to go. They get a jump ball call on the rebound. That'll stay with Mayfield. I tell you what, if Mayfield's able to pull this game out, come from behind with 3 left, their offensive rebounding is going to be the reason why. They've had so many second chance points in the second half specifically. Sam Stone, good move, has got in too deep. Rebound is tipped to Matthew Ray. Garrison gets it over to Darnell, and Brooks is going to commit the foul.
Be his 4th.
And the last 1-and-1 free throw for Callaway County. Now this is interesting. Jarrett Darnell is an 86% free throw shooter, but he's only taken 7 all year long.
7?
6 out of 7 all the year. So, and he missed the front end and he knew it, and he commits the foul immediately. He was trying to chase down his own miss.
That is absolutely not what Coach Cleaver wanted right there.
Nope. Because you're giving the team that's behind a chance to score points without the clock moving. Fulton's going to check in for Stone, I think primarily for being able to put as much speed and pressure the ball and not foul immediately unless they have to. Richards in and out on the first free throw. That's about, I think, the 3rd front end of the 1-and-1 that Mayfield's missed. They got Chapman wide open deep, and I can't believe he caught that ball, but nothing he could do as the pass was way too late, and he took a hard fall. Mayfield's going to call a full timeout. We'll take the commercial break with them back after this. You're watching Region 1 basketball on WK&T Sports. Welcome back inside the Cardinal Dome. 21.5 seconds to go.
Let me bring this up. 3-point ball game, 21.5 seconds to go. Callaway is 8 of 14 from the free throw line. Mayfield is 4 of 12. The last 2 misses that Mayfield's had has been front ends of 1-and-1.
Yep. Which effectively is like missing both free throws because you didn't even got a chance to make the second one. Brooks with a slow Euro step, got it to Richards. It's a good look, no good, strong. And a travel as Brooks tried to spin free and just slipped. Coach Croft was wanting to whistle for a foul. And Coach Cleaver wants a full timeout to talk about it. This one, I think we'll stay here for. 6.3 seconds to go. And if you're Mayfield, your biggest thing is you're trying to get the ball, trying to get the steal, get a deflection, anything. Callaway, you get it in bounds, make 1 free throw, the game's essentially over.
Yeah, Coach Croft's upset there. Arguably so. I mean, I didn't really see what happened there, so I don't know if there was a push or not.
And from our angle, if there was a push, we'd have no way to see it because it was been in Brooks's back if there was one to be had. But, again, the point you made is the point I want to repeat. Mayfield 4 for 12 from the free throw line.
Yeah.
And if you lose by, 3 points, 4 points, 2 points, whatever the final ends up being, that's going to make Coach Croft find some more gray hairs tomorrow morning being concerned about making some free throws. Especially when they've missed, at least 3 times tonight, they have missed the front end of the 1-and-1. The last 2 trips down the floor, it's what it's been.
I'm miscounting. 5 for 12. 5 for 12. Still, that's your 3-point game right there.
Either way, that's still not good. It's less terrible.
You know, if you go 8 for 12 at 75%, that's still not a great free throw shooting percentage.
Right. And here comes the best free throw shooter on the Callaway County roster. I'm sure that surprises you. That is Jackson Chapman at 83%.
Maybe we've hurt his ankles enough that he can miss a shot here.
No, they're going to need him to really miss both to have a really good chance. I like what Callaway County's doing. They got 4 guys back. No reason to pressure this. And he does indeed miss the front end.
Who was that foul on, Alex?
Dabney.
Dabney.
Yeah, Dabney got that foul. One more foul to come, and Coach Croft's going to call the 30-second timeout. Oh, it's a full timeout. We'll take the commercial break with him. Back after this, watching Region 1 basketball here on WK&T Sports. Flat seconds on the clock, and an extremely rare miss from the stripe for Jackson Chapman. Just 4th missed free throw on the season.
Out of how many?
18. That one he buries. So now Mayfield's got a completely different plan. They were hoping that he would miss the second one. They could just get a good look at a 3 in 5 seconds of time. Another full timeout. We will stay here. I'm not going to go take back-to-back commercial breaks without the clock moving. I'm just not going to do it. Outside of the free throws, Mayfield, I think the other thing we talked about throughout the game was settling for too many perimeter jump shots when they got the height advantage. In the first half, when they were moving the ball well, it was drives to the rim were generating looks. And if you drive and they collapse in, you kick it out and get a 3, that's a good shot. But, one pass around the perimeter to pull up 3, that's not the shot that really runs Mayfield's offense.
Yeah, when Mayfield got down, they started looking for the big guy inside, and they went away from it there for 2 or 3 possessions. Callaway got some shots off long rebounds, and boom, they got the momentum there. And this game, momentum's changed so quickly, so often that a 2 or 3 point momentum change is about all you get, and you let them get it at the wrong time,
Now, if you're Callaway County, you make them pick the ball up and then just don't touch them. Try to throw the home run pass, and Evan Garrison's going to have it and take away the rest of the game. Callaway County gets the better of Mayfield at home, and Callaway County will sweep the girls and boys doubleheader on the road. Lakers on top. Final score here at 49-45, and the same differential of 4 points, the boys and girls game. We'll take one last commercial break and wrap this one up. Right back after this, you're watching Region 1 basketball here on WK&T Sports. Welcome to the postgame show here on WK&T Sports. And we thought we would get 2 good games tonight, and that we did, as both games were 4-point wins, both for Callaway. Unfortunate for the Cardinals at home, taking 2 tough losses here in their own building. Through some of the individual scoring, Edwin Garrison did a lot of work in the first half. He had 10 of his 13 points in the first quarter, finished with 4 regular field goals and 5 out of 8 at the free throw line for 13. Jackson Chapman had 6 out of 9 from the 3-point line, and 1 out of 2 at the free throw line for 19 to lead all scorers tonight. Zach Hudgen had 2 field goals and 3 out of 4 for 7 points. And Matthew Ray had 2 threes, 2 twos, 0 at the 1 at the free throw line for 10 points. And Callaway finished 9 out of 16 from the free throw lines. And not a great free throw shooting night for Callaway County, who averages just under 70% as a team, but still finished much better than the Cardinals did from the stripe. Again, unfortunate for Mayfield. Kennemore had a rough night tonight. Got in early foul trouble, never could get the offense going. Finished with 2 field goals for 4 points. Brajon Dabney continues to get better and better, and I am 100% with Kent Guthrie on this one, that he is going to be an absolute force for the Cardinals for the foreseeable future, with how quickly he has developed in just 3 or 4 games as a starter. He finished with 8 points tonight, a 3 of 2, 3 out of 4 at the free throw line. Morris, field goal and 2 out of 2 at the stripe for 4. Brooks had a great first half, had 13, but only had 2 points in the second half. Finished 0 out of 3 at the free throw line for 15 points to lead the Cardinals. Richards had a field goal for 2, also 0 for 4 at the free throw line. So Brooks and Richards combined 0 for 7 from the stripe. And Gammon's a field goal for 2, and Sam Stone, also a guy who's coming off the bench, had another good night as well. He had 8 points, 4 field goals made, missed his only free throw. So if you take out Brooks and Richards' free throws, the rest of the team is 5 for 7, which wouldn't be too bad. But overall, Mayfield shoots 5 out of 14 at the free throw line for 38%. And when you lose by 4 points, that's what Coach Croft's going to be screaming about come practice tomorrow, I'd figure.
I would say Mayfield won every aspect of the game at the free throw line and the scoreboard, the end score.
Yeah.
I mean, they controlled the glass on both ends of the floor.
Mm-hmm. At will.
They got to the free throw line 4 times or 14 times.
Yep.
They limited their turnovers.
Yep.
They created turnovers.
Yep. More than Callaway normally has.
They make an adjustment on Garrison. He scores 4 points in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
You go down the list, and everything that you have to do to win, the only thing that they didn't do was make free throws.
Make free throws.
And it cost them the game.
And settled for too many threes.
But again,
yep.
What have we said every time we've been together?
Yep.
Free throws win ball games.
Free throws win ball games. And that was the case tonight.
And if Mayfield goes, what did they have? 5, 14?
5 out of 14.
Okay, so if they go
9 out of 14.
If they go 8 out of 14, we're tie ball game.
Yep.
And Callaway's going, man, we shot 9 out of 15 free throws.
Yeah.
And so neither one of them shot well.
Right.
Callaway just hit 4 more.
Yep. And guess what? They won by 4 points.
Won by 4 points.
So, a tough night for the Cardinals. Again, both girls and boys fall to Callaway tonight. But again, we got 2 good games, and that was good for us to see for a change. We've been some not so competitive ball games for some of the other games we have called this year. Looking forward to coming back and being back in this building on Saturday night for another rescheduled game. It's going to be Graves and Mayfield boys for our next broadcast on Saturday the 27th. Thanks to our camera operators for helping us with our broadcast tonight. Andy Dew directing traffic from behind the scenes. For Kent Guthrie and myself, Alex Heath, we always thank the viewership here on WK&T Sports. Thanks very much for watching. We will see you all next time.